Welcome back to ANNO 117. In our new latest Let's Play, we're arriving to Albion, as you can see over here. This is a Let's Play where we're going to challenge the Emperor himself. We're gonna fight all of the AIs, all of the pirates, but also the Emperor. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see the previous episode where we set up the basics. We have already 2 islands that are pretty big, have a lot of productions. We got all the way to tier 3, and this is how we unlocked Albion, the region that is based basically on Brittany, and here it is. We have 1 ship right away, so you don't even need to send one. You just click, on this over here or press 2, and we are now in Albion. It's the procurator over here, and yeah, we just need to find, an island. So this is going to go over here. We should be hopefully the first one there. I cannot yet buy another ship, but what we may want to do is send right away another one from, Lathium. So if I go back into Lathium over here, this is one of my island. We have another one over here. So let's check here if there is, a small military ship. We can buy it, 13,000. We definitely have that money right now, making great money. We can buy, some resources, and let's send this one to Albion. Right now we don't really have an island, so we're just gonna send it to White Cliff, which is the equivalent of this trader, right? Diana's Harbor, this NPC trader. This is the equivalent in the New World, Albion. I am not going to spend, a lot on this right now. We're just gonna focus on Albion. I think the only thing we may want to do though is start creating a shipyard and sails and ropes. But at some point we're gonna want to put that in an island dedicated to Neptune. But now it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. We can create a couple of ships, but later on, we'll probably want to do that. So let's actually do that before we move back. So it is, we have now a shipyard, right? We can be able to make some new ships, military or not, but that's going to require a rope maker as well as a sail maker. We should still have enough. This will require a couple of sheep. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And here, this was this guy. So let's also place that somewhere over here. Let's go. Okay. So with this, we're gonna start making some ropes and some sails, and a couple of, time we'll be able to make some ships. Also see we have a few things here. So a gift offered, sure, why not? We have a treaty offer, sure, why not? Most importantly, Valeria invites you to a private occasion. Valeria invites you to some sort of private party. Ben Balion, which is like a guy supporting us, seems to think this is a bad idea, but how bad could it be? You'll have to pay an entry fee. 10,000, okay. I mean, why not? Why not? We need to sail to Harbor. Okay, we can do that later. Let's go back to Albion. Like I said, focus on finding something over here, and get an island. We see a small one here. This is a bit too small for my liking. Feels like we can get a bigger one. So let me actually do this. I do see one of our AI enemies that's also here. If there is a ship to buy here, we'll probably buy it. I can probably actually go back here. Here. So there is a non-military ship over here, only one slot, and then there is a military ship also over here with 1 slot too. This is a bit more workforce probably, but at least that means the pirates shouldn't kill it right away. Here they don't sell any wood, but what I can do is, even if it's gonna take a second, is to go back home here, take some wood, maybe even at some point some some of these tiles so that we can start expanding and sending it also to the other region. Okay, but yeah, let me see you in a second when we have discovered. Oh, it is. That's a bigger island for sure. That's a bigger island. It's a lot of marsh. So in Albion, instead of the river slots and the mountain slots, we still have the mountain slots. This island there are 10, but the river has been transformed or replaced by a marsh slot, and these are all of this is marsh, and the marsh slots are over here. So that's interesting. There's another marsh over here. It's not a big island in terms of a nice space to make a city though. So yes, let's send the ship. I'm sending the ship to just discover if there is anything else interesting around. And it is. I think it's time to colonize. Now, I haven't even discovered the whole map, but I've seen several ships of the AIs coming, and so I don't want them to take my islands first. I found 2 big ones. Now, it is worth noting that when you send ship from Latium, they will actually arrive from here. That's why I'm thinking taking this first island there. It's also a pretty big one, as you can see. So we're gonna take that one. It costs 0 because this is the first island in this region. We can then, I think, basically send the ship back to my main island, which means I forgot I should have given them nice names. We're gonna change that soon. And I'm thinking also to take this one here because it is also pretty huge. There's a huge nice space in the middle, which we can either keep as marsh slot, or we could do something with it in the future. And we have a pretty big space over here for population, and then we can put productions on the sides too. So I'm thinking this is also a great one. On top of this, it's kind of just in front of another island. We may want to also go directly for that one too. Let's go how much to see how much it's gonna cost. Okay, this is 80 only per minute, so that's not too bad. We're making 2,400. It is almost 50,000 to settle, so it's pretty much, it's a lot, but we have a good amount. So before, I think the AIs, the enemies take, I think it makes sense to take it. I'm gonna look also if there's some fertilities we're missing. I think over here we already have a lot of fertilities, except maybe resin. But I see resin there. I also see the beaver and silver. Do I have silver somewhere? Oh, I do have silver here. Okay, and there. But maybe just to get the resin and the beaver population, plus again, this is kind of that way my corner, and it can take the other one. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna send the ship over here. Take this island. We should try to. So let me see. Actually, my harbor is on this side, right? Yeah, my harbor is here. So better if we put our trading post there. So it's a short way to both protect any trading ship, but also have a short way to actually trade. So that's better. By the way, you may have seen the other ship has left now. And if we go back to the world map, we will see this ship. It's actually over here, right? This is Albion. The ship is over here. We can see in how many minutes it's also arriving. So it's gonna go all the way over here, around Spain, right, and Morocco, and then arrive in Latium. So that's all good there. I did lose the other ship, the third ship we bought. We lost it to the pirates. I was not paying attention, sorry. But now let's get going. So we're gonna need to produce some wood. In the future there's gonna be some different production chains, but to get started it's the same, it's a timber. We're gonna go to all good. It says sell when we're above 50 for now. Minimum stock, or can I? No, I cannot upgrade yet, so I'm gonna do that. But for the timber we're actually going to say please buy, right, as always. Okay, so a timber production, we can put it, actually we're probably gonna put 2 to get started quickly. So let's go 1 and 2. We're gonna put a road maybe like this, 2 up Then this is in range of both of them, so that's great. 1, 2. I'm sure there's gonna be enough space to plant trees. And again, the key thing was to put them both in range, put everything in range of the trading post, so that's a good start. And then we're gonna need to do similar to what we've done in the past in Latium. We're gonna put our first house, but instead of being called Libertus, they're called Water. And by the way, we probably also need to first extend a road. Let's go over here to make something a bit quick and dirty over there. Go along, you know, the path of the mountain and go down all the way there on this side. And because this is where I'm gonna make my big city, right? At least that's the current idea. That's the current idea, something like this. Easy. Kind of rectangle, you know? Up. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so let's get cracking with a couple of houses. We have 47 wood, so it's a good start. That's a good start. Okay, and it is. We've unlocked the first 2 productions, the cockle picker and the eel grabber. So the eel grabber is gonna be on the marshland, while the cockle can be placed anywhere we want on the arbor area, but it is going to give us +3 of income. So if possible, we need to try to put one close to the city right away, and in the future we can put our second one, maybe on this side, because there's a couple of buildings in range too. Why don't you want to be there? What's going on? There it is. So a couple of buildings in range, and then we're gonna do the same. We have another, so here in the future we can put one there too, then someone there too, but for now I think what we'll do is put just 2 on this side. Maybe 2 was a bit too many. Yeah, we don't need 2 right away. We will need also a warehouse, and the warehouse is also going to be needed probably anyway for some productions inside. Right, so that's totally fine. And then we're gonna do the same for the eel grabber. This one needs enough kind of space in range. As you can see, 140 in range, so it's a bit like a tree planter, except like it's not trees. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a road first, because usually roads do take quite a few tiles. Like you can see now, it's a lot less than before, right? It is actually not even 140. So we're gonna put it like this. It is in range, so it should be totally fine. And yeah, that's the 2 productions. By the way, again, you don't need both of them, right? You only need one to be able to upgrade, but we're making good money, so I'm not too worried. This is going to give us population and happiness. This is going to give us population and income, so all good, in my opinion, to do both of them. And yeah, we're just gonna continue making more houses, right? More and more until we've done the whole island. While, oh, I see again some AIs there, so let's keep that in mind. Let's look from time to time if they are selling anything. And we have already unlocked, no, sorry, I forgot about this. Let's buy that. Oof, this is getting more and more expensive, but at least the tax per minute is lower. Okay, that's the last one. That's the last one. We are not making enough money to go crazy. Now this is a military ship. I think it's good for us to keep at least one in this region, particularly protecting the island where we have started. What I'm gonna do though is on this island over here, I will do quickly the same of all good, sell all goods about 50, minimum stock of 10, but if possible, please buy wood. So that way, we'll be ready to also develop this city soon. And actually, we have 35 of workforce available. So let's do also a bit of wood production. And oops, the road didn't go all the way. That's okay. So yeah, a very basic wood. Start a very basic wood production. And this. So that we have wood later on for expansion. But in the meantime here, Hopefully, yeah, we have a bit of wood, not too much. We've unlocked some of the services and some of the first fashion too. For services, you have the market, pretty similar, and then the bardic earth is the equivalent of your tavern, right? So we're gonna do both of these. Probably can place them a bit further though. You can see this is totally fine, giving work for like kind of access to everybody. So let's do that. Oops, wrong button or wrong place. Be more precise. We have done a research. And yeah, well, let's talk about research soon actually. There are some research that are specific to a region. So here it is. If I put it over here, you can see it is covering pretty much every single houses except one on each corner, and this is before we put paved roads, right? So that sounds totally fine. Actually, it sounds like maybe we need to put even the barn first. The barn has a lower range. It's also a different shape, by the way, which is always annoying. Or maybe I put the barn here, and then I'll put another barn somewhere over there. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Or do I try to do something slightly like this, with more services in the middle? Maybe we do that. Like, if I go here, oh, we haven't unlocked yet the services, but maybe I put more services here, you know, do something a bit like this. Oh, and we forgot about the aqueduct, because yes, we will be able to have the aqueduct here too. Feeling like this could be there, but this is not really going down. So I'm gonna be putting a space here in case that becomes necessary. Let's do that. Okay. We can always move things around in the future if we find that it was not needed. Okay, so we're gonna do that and then put more houses on this side. Okay, maybe we'll try to put a few more then. Let's see. Let me see. Definitely put a road there. And then here, same. I'm thinking here we can probably extend a bit more this one too. But for now, that's a start. Right, so we're gonna go around, go around, go around, go around. And then for now, we're going to delete that one. Okay, so that's the start of the city. I see we have a couple of things here. So no, request, we don't care. This one, we can look at it. Murder and poison. An elder woman wearing manacles stand before you. A young man died from drinking a love potion. Ooh. The woman plead that many have survived and benefited. Follow imperial guidance and execute. So we gain some prestige but lose some happiness. Show mercy and exile. We'd gain some happiness, actually lose a bit of prestige. Or sentence her to hard labor. I'll be honest, I think they took a kind of a wrong design decision here with those things, because those events happen regularly, right? You're gonna get there multiple times, and pretty much all the time there is a decision that has no impact. I'm like, this is so not like, now I can just ignore all of those things, right? So I don't like that at all. I think they should force me to make a choice. And so we're gonna force ourselves to make a choice, and we're gonna go with the happiness. I don't really care about prestige right now, but happiness is always good to have. So we're gonna do that one. We have also the health that is decreasing because we have reached, we have reached level 2 for the city, and so we unlock the Medici. And this is what I meant before, you know, we can put all of those things here. I feel like maybe we put it at the bottom to also cover those buildings here, and we can always have another one here. This will require though some tiles, so we're gonna need some tiles. We could potentially buy some. Even this guy, I think he's selling some. Yes, he's selling some wood too, actually. So let's go. Oh, what's happening over here? There's a mission. There is a mission. New orders from the Empire. An extraordinary taxing demands. Can I count on your head? And let's try. So we need some wheat and some iron. There is no time? Okay, there's no time, so that's fine. Because I don't actually have those resources. Let's go here, get some resources, and continue expansion. In the meantime, I also want to quickly check if somehow we have ships over here available. Like here, yeah, a military ship, 2 slots, 20,000. Yes, we buy, thank you. We're gonna take this and that, and we're gonna send it directly to Albion. Oh, I forgot the good names. Let's send it to Whitecliff, and I can always take it from there. We may also be able to actually create a first ship by now. Yes, we can. We can even create a tier 2 ship and not a tier 1. I'll have by now, hopefully on my channel, or if not, I'll have it soon, a full guide on this. But basically, you can see that these ones, they are military by default. They have usually some archers. That means they're going to have more workforce. And the bigger they are, the bigger workforce they're going to need. That's a bit the point versus this one as civilians. But you can also go and click on this and choose what you want. For example, I don't actually like scorpions that much. So we're going to do, just a tower of archer. And with this, now this ship here actually has more slots and less workforce needs. So we're going to create one. I also see the ship that was from... that we sent back, it has arrived. So let's send some of these. Anything, maybe we send all of that. Yes, that's fine. Let's send it again to Whitecliff. Hopefully it's not killed by a parrot. I should try to look for that. And now let's talk. I think what could be happening too is the game continues when you're in research and things like this. So maybe it was just that. But let's buy this wood for now. Bring this back to our town. Let's pause and have a quick look at 2 things, religion and research. Let's talk religion first. So we have our 2 Latium islands that are dedicated to Ceres, trying to get as quickly as possible, to some nice effects like this one over here. All farm can support more field, allowing, an increase in productivity without increasing the workforce, maintenance, and all of this, right? So that would be a pretty good one. And then we can move to another one. On the Albion Islands, we haven't selected anything. We can still select, for example, Ceres, but as you can see, Ceres is not gonna be that helpful because we're not gonna make some of those things in this region, but we're gonna make some of these, like the beer, we're gonna make it here. And we still get, for example, this bonus over here, right? There is also other gods that we've mentioned before, including some gods that are dedicated in a sense to Albion, like Epona. She's gonna help with, all of the horses, things like this. She's also providing population through the production instead of residents. And then we have Cernunos. This one helps with a lot of the productions that are, in Albion. And there's also health and knowledge. So I actually really want this one, but you need to research it. So that links us to the research. You can see it's over here. And actually, to research it, you have a requirement, you have an unlock. It's not like you just need to spend resource. As you can see over here, it says choose the Celtic pass in Albion and house some smiths. We need to have basically a couple of smiths. Then this will be unlocked and we'll be able to do it. I definitely want to do that one as soon as we can, but right now we cannot do it yet. It's the same over here for Minerva. Actually, let's add it. So Minerva is a god also that you need to unlock. In the meantime, we've done many of the research I mentioned in previous episodes over here to get better hospitals, better fire safety, etc. So I think we should focus a bit more on this side here now. We have potentially quite a few things over here, like getting plus 25 of workforce when you have a villa. That's pretty cool. We have also over here, yes, this one, plebeian workforce plus 50. I think that's again a pretty good one. We have on this side some interesting ones, but I need to unlock them by having a trade route. I don't have a trade route. I have a, oh no, in Albion, sorry, a trade route in Albion. So we're gonna get that very soon. We also need the Celtic pass here. We need the Roman pass for that one. Placement, actually that's pretty good. Loading speed, always good. So it is a couple more research in my pass there. Like I said, for religion, you know, we're gonna need to assign. I mean, it doesn't really impact that we haven't assigned all of the islands that are empty, but for this island over here, we probably will want to assign. Now I'm going to also start giving them names. This is gonna be one Alb, because it's in Albion, and we're gonna call it Celt, because this is gonna be where I put a lot of Celtic population. Well, maybe this one I can dedicate it to Romans. Okay, so what else? We unpause now. We're gonna build this up a bit. Let's go with the market and let's look at the other productions. So we have the re-choose that will also give you an happiness bonus if you put it inside the city. And we have the spinner, which is income and knowledge if you put it in the city. So potentially some of these could go in the middle here, or we can try to feed them here inside. I think in both cases, it's not gonna be great unless, I mean, here it's pretty good. Let me see. This is covering the whole place. Okay, maybe we're gonna do that actually. So let's go. Was it this one? I think it was this one. So up, we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna put the friend next to it. Yeah, it's not covering some of these, but that's okay. We can always potentially have a second one here in the future. I may also put a couple of houses here later, because you see, you know, now we don't have the range for many, but with the market we have the range, and if in the future we put, you know, the paved roads, I think we can get the range there too. So anyway, let's do those two productions too. All right, M farm. Now we want to make sure we get also the bonus of this and others, but there's not a lot of place here for farms, so maybe we don't put that there. Let's put it more on the other side. On the other hand, for the reeds, this is in the marshland, so we're gonna want to put it more somewhere over here, if possible. Not use too many tiles, yeah, and then, you know, we can put it over here in this corner. Okay, and here like this. We may want to keep another opening here, so I'm gonna do that there. Yep. Just need to 140, and we still have enough there, so that's fine. All good, all good. What else? Oh, construction of a ship. Our ship is finished over here. Let's check it out quickly. Here it is. This is my first own ship. So let's call it Christophe. Thank you, Christophe, for all of your support as a YouTube member of the channel. And yeah, we may want to send it to Albion, especially to get some resources across, you know, quickly to help with our expansion. So let's go send this, and we can keep a couple over there, right, to make sure we also have good good protection. I don't know if we lost a ship actually. I didn't pay. No, I don't think we did. Good. We do have an event there, ransomed man. Kaiso and his honorable associate, meaning parrots, are attacking us. We can either pay the ransom, which the emperor will not like, or refuse and accept the risk. If we look over here, by the way, in diplomacy, you can see we're already at war with him. So honestly, I don't think it matters that much to accept the risk. The only thing is, yeah, we just need to be ready for them to potentially attack, which is why I'm still keeping my flagship over here, and we probably want to, you know, make another ship right away to help protect again our city. Good. What else? Oh, nothing else over here. So going back to Albion, I don't know if we have gotten some new ships. And this one is over here, perfect. We would want, if possible, as soon as possible, also... Oh, what's that? That's not expensive. Let's buy that. Let's buy that. Because we're gonna start also to do some transfer of resources, right, between islands soon. Let's send it here. Okay, so with that, we'll be able to also upgrade our trading post. But more importantly, I said we wanted to do some productions, right? Like this, read. We obviously want to make sure we have 80 there, but I think we're fine. If I do something like this, and even probably like that is fine. Let's check it. Yes, it's fine. Okay, good. So that's done. We will probably need 2 pretty soon. Let me see how big the city is actually. We are talking about, yeah, we need more than 1 for this, for most things very soon. So let me spend a couple of minutes just expanding this and I'll see you in a minute. Here it is, ladies and gents, just a couple of minutes later, and as you can see, we've doubled the city. Not only this, we've expanded also a bit on the side there, and we've doubled it on top here. I've also made sure that all of the productions are at equilibrium, and we've added a couple more services too. We got access now to the vigils, so I've put a vigil there. Actually, I see 2 haven't been built, so let's go, let's build them. Vigils are definitely a lot less important in Albion, because you know, there's a lot less risk of fires, which makes sense because it's raining the whole time. But definitely good to have, you know, this into positive, and we have everything into positive right now, so I'm happy. We have also pretty good coverage, as we mentioned before. And if you look at the market over here, because we're covering almost all of the houses on this side, then we're gonna have another market here to cover the other ones. And as soon as we start placing a couple of these, you know, paved roads, I think it's gonna be really, really great. We have, as I said, also the equilibrium of resources. So if you look over here, making 7 amps, 5 tunics when we only need 4, 5 cockles when we need 5, 5 eels when we need 4, 3 reeds when we actually need 3, but we have more than what we need. And same for the reed shoes, even if one is still starting, I think. Yeah, this is starting, but I don't see any of them that actually need, you know, that have a problem. It's just we need this to start. So this required, of course, a couple of eel grabbers over here. We have also a warehouse in the middle, so they can deliver. And on this side, multiple of these reeds. Right? So that's what we've done over here. And yeah, I don't think we changed anything on this side. And here I did, you know, move a bit a few things. So we have 3 of these. Obviously, they don't all give bonuses, but as you can see, a couple of bonuses. That's great. Yeah, with this, again, we are providing everything my people want to be able to upgrade them. So we're gonna start the upgrade very soon, actually right away. We're gonna put, you know, some of these to the tier 2, and this is where we choose our path. Do we want to go the Romano-Celtic or the pure Celtic way? This is a completely different you know, thing in Albion. You don't have that in Latium, and don't worry, you're gonna be able to do both. It's not like a choice forever, but it is a choice for a bit of time. In this way, I did say I would go with the Celtic first for this island. So we're gonna do this, and with this, we unlock a first Smith residence, right? We have also a quest, but more importantly, remember that with this, we are able to unlock the cult of Cernunnos. So we're going to actually take some of these out. Maybe, yeah, let's just, we can keep those 2, they're gonna be pretty quick. This one still has a lot of time, so let's take it out. Those 2 are gonna be quick. Then we go to this one, and then wait, there was one somewhere over here. No, it's fine. Anyway, I'll re-put some other ones, but I want to get to Cernunnos for sure, and I want to put Cernunnos on this island in a second. We have also a quest from one of our local person, and always good to check them out. And of course, we've unlocked now some defenses. We've unlocked the villa too, so we may want to start placing it. Like here is actually a terrible place because we could be attacked from here. I think we're gonna place it probably a lot more somewhere over here at the end, or maybe right away. I mean, basically this is where it can be defended, but I'm not being attacked right now, so maybe we just put here for now, just because it looks cool to have it on top of my people, plus it is actually potentially, you know, giving me quite a bit of prestige over here, so that's definitely good, because with prestige you also get, you know, some nice things. In particular, people tend to not declare war with you as much. I think, oh, she wants some iron, okay, that's fine, we can do that, So it is, that's the tier 2 of population on this side. We're gonna be able to do cheese, which is also needed in Albion, in Latium, with the beer production. And I have the fertility for barley over here, so that's great. And then we have some tier 2 services, which I don't think will fit over here, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to just be a bit smarter, put them probably, you know, a bit more somewhere else. We'll see that in a second. This one too, you know, this is for religion. Actually, this one I can potentially put it here, but then we're gonna have a problem of the road. Anyway, I'll look at that in a second. And we obviously also want to develop probably this island there we had mentioned. You can see it's full of wood. We had mentioned to do the same on this island. So I will literally, I think, just copy this layout and bring it on the other side. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good end for this episode in Albion. Oh, non-aggression, no thank you. And the Emperor, he wants some amphorae. 1 hour and 30. Okay, I'm not ready to declare war with him now, so maybe we'll do this. But anyway, like I was saying, I think this is a good end for this first episode in Albion. Built a couple of new islands. We started pretty good layout over here, pretty good productions. We're already at tier 2 for the Celtic with the Smiths. And then on this island, I will do the same. And maybe in the future, we know we'll be able to go to the Romans on this side. But for now, we are actually not able to upgrade, you know, these 2 Romans. You can see it is locked until we get an alderman. We need another island for sure. Some of the AIs, by the way, have started to ask me if they can claim some of the islands. So for example, she wants to claim an island here in Albion. The cool thing is I can actually say no. Now, obviously, if you say no, they're not going to like it. So you may lose an alliance. You may not be able to get a treaty, like a trade treaty with them. But honestly, I don't care. So yes, let's deny it. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, photo requests, and let's see this nice festival. This is all for me. You know, I'm here. Thank you.